Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today we're going to be talking about Netflix buying Warner Brothers, what this means for physical media, and yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a chat about what's gone on, what does it mean for the movie industry. So let's chat about it today on the video. So welcome back, and if you're new here, my name's Matt and this channel is all about movies. We talk about the physical media industry, theatre industry, cinema, talk about editions, 4K, Blu-ray, DVD and VHS. So if that's something you're interested in, hit subscribe. It's free to do so. Come and join the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so let's get into the subject of Netflix buying Warner Brothers. So it was announced yesterday, I think it was, that well, I'm recording this on Saturday, so it was Friday it was announced, the 5th of December, that indeed Netflix has put in the highest bid, or have they, for Warner Brothers. Now it's been reported that they've accepted the highest bid of $27.50 per share for Warner Brothers. However, I've seen a report from Reuters, which is a credible news outlet, that says that Paramount actually put in a bid for $30 a share. Now, maths tells me that surely Paramount had the highest bid. I don't know, but yeah, that's just something that I've just come across. Haven't heard any other reports of that. All I've heard is that Paramount put in a bid of $26 a share. So not sure on that, but that's up for debate. Anyway, as it stands, Netflix looks like they're going to purchase Warner Brothers. Now, they're only interested in the Warner Brothers studio and the TV side of things. They're not interested in the news outlet, which is CNN, I believe. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe Paramount were looking to buy the whole lot. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that was a different deal that was proposed. But anyway, Netflix look like they're going to be on board for doing this. Now, it's going to take at least a year for all of this to get sorted out. Apparently, Warner Brothers will have to still sell the other side of the business, Discovery stuff as well, which, yeah, until that all goes through, Netflix can't complete the sale. And then once that then happens, well, it's all agreed, before even the complete sale is done, it then has to go through a regulatory thing, which goes to the US government. And, you know, there are rumours that Trump and the Republican Party could block this, or they would have to jump through a lot of hoops to get it over the finishing line. I think Paramount were very, well, still are very keen on buying Warner Brothers. But yeah, we'll get into what this sort of has ramifications for the movie industry, and sort of more importantly the physical media side of things. Okay, so let's start with the physical media side of things. Now, obviously Warner Brothers are big on physical media. They've always produced some really nice editions over the years. Is there the possibility now that Netflix will be buying Warner Brothers, that, as we know, Netflix is a streaming company. Their whole business is about, you know, getting subscribers. They're only really interested in algorithms, data. They're not really interested in physical media. Yeah, I mean, they have put out some titles, will release them to Criterion. Apparently there's been a few things, but it's not their business. They're not really interested in physical media. However, Warner Brothers did go into a 10-year deal with Universal to distribute physical media, and that was back in 2020. And apparently it's a company called SDS who is basically running the physical media side of things for both Warner Brothers and for Universal. Up until the sort of 2030, we're pretty much sort of safe for physical media. Business will continue as usual. As I've just said, Netflix, even though they plan on buying Warner Brothers, it's going to probably take a minimum of a year before anything's changed. So for physical media collectors, really, it's business as usual, certainly till 2030. However, from 2030, obviously those contracts, cease. So that's uncertainty as to the future of physical media going into the next decade. So whilst I've said that Netflix, very much is a streaming company, they're only interested in sort of having content on their streaming platform, we could look at it a different way. And I like to be sort of play devil's advocate and try and look at all sides of an argument. Very much so, a lot of videos, people are either one way or the other way. I try to give a balanced view on things. There's an opportunity that Netflix could see that deal through Warner Brothers and Universal, and I do believe Sony actually joined that in 2024. That is still an outlet. There's still a market for physical media, whilst reduced. It is a niche market, as we know, and year on year that is sort of shrinking as people of my age, we're getting older. The younger generations probably see physical media a bit antiquated. Not all. There are some younger people that are sort of like tangible things, and the sort of younger generations are starting to lean a bit more back to tangible stuff. So there's still an argument for physical media in the world of movies, digital, etc. So Netflix could see this as an opportunity to continue that relationship with SDS, allow Warner Brothers to continue to put out the movies that they produce, and have a physical media side of things which Netflix don't need to get involved in. Okay, they own Warner Brothers, but they allow SDS to continue with the physical media side with no real sort of huge impact to the streaming business. So don't worry, don't think, oh gosh, Warner Brothers is going to stop producing physical media. That's not going to happen, certainly for another 5 years, nearly 2026 now, so another 4 years. Beyond 2030, yeah, it's difficult to know what's going to happen. Okay, so we've discussed the physical media side, so let's move into the sort of movie industry side of things and more the theatrical question around this. Now, this is a kind of, again, something that a lot of people aren't keen on. The CEO of Netflix has already kind of said that they're not really that interested in the theatrical side of things, but they will support Warner Brothers, a theatrical side, but maybe more of a limited run. So very much like their own model. We recently had the Frankenstein movie that Guillermo del Toro produced and directed, and he wanted it to go to cinema. It went to cinema for a couple of weeks and then it was on Netflix. Now, could we see this continue with Netflix? Is this what they want to do with Warner Brothers? Have it in the theatres and cinemas for a couple of weeks and then it goes straight onto the Netflix platform? That's not good for the movie industry, certainly for the theatre cinema experience. However, trends are showing that people are not going to the sort of theatres and cinemas anymore. It's a real shame that this is happening, but people are watching more and more content on televisions at home, big screens, cinema systems. But a lot of people find the convenience of watching movies on tablets mobile phones. Attitudes have changed. Me personally, I like a combination of all of these formats. You know, I have a home cinema system at home, which I can enjoy films on a nice screen size, but I still really enjoy the cinema experience. I think there's certainly a place for it. 3D is still being shown in cinemas, which I think is a fantastic format. Fortunately, not that popular, become very, very niche. But you've also got the IMAX format as well, which I think is fantastic. Recently saw Predator Badlands in 3D IMAX, and it was one of the best cinema experiences I've had for a long, long time. So I don't want to see that go away. Hopefully, cinema will continue. I think it's still very important for us in society that we still have cinema, but maybe again on a reduced scale. Could we see sort of cinema theatre experiences kind of paralleling sort of physical media? It's becoming more of a niche market. You know, there's always going to be people that want these products, these services, but for the majority of people, a lot of people are just more than happy to watch content at home on their televisions, on their tablets, on their mobile phones and computers. It's not great, but this is the way society is now, and businesses will respond to that. At the end of the day, these companies are paying a lot of money for these acquisitions, and they want to make money out of it, and they will do whatever is required. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of opposition to this. We'll have to wait and see. Again, it's not a done deal for Netflix. It's still got to jump through a lot of hoops. The deal could still fall through. Paramount still, like I say, with that bid that they've put in, there could be a big legal case possibly that, you know, things have gone wrong. Who knows? But only time will tell. So, be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think of Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers? Do you think it's a good thing, or would you have preferred to have seen Paramount Pictures or even Comcast Universal for them to have bought Warner Brothers? Where do you see the future of physical media? Like I say, I don't think it's going to go anywhere for at least another 4 years, but I have said in previous videos, from 2030 onwards, we could see a vast reduction in physical media output as more and more people adopt streaming, more and more convenience of digital. They prefer that, but there's always going to be a niche market for physical media. I'd like to see it continue, but I'm also sort of a realist and realise that the majority of people in the world are just happy to, you know, watch things, you know, digitally. It's convenience, isn't it? Not a lot of people want all of this stuff on their shelves. Yes, it's important to us as collectors, like to sort of collect and show these editions, and we like to talk about film, but a lot of people just want to sit down, be entertained, and then move on to the next one, next film. Yeah, be interested to hear your thoughts down below. Check out this playlist, which is some of my other chat videos on the world of home entertainment, movie industry, collecting physical media. Thanks for watching. See you next time.